what set Trinity Terrace apart from the other CCRCs was it had the criteria that we had set up that we wanted in a CCRC. Number one, it had everything under one roof. Therefore, if my wife or I had to go to the nursing care, nobody had to leave the building to come visit. Everything else was here. The security, the staff is wonderful, wonderful, absolutely wonderful. And the other residents are just a big bunch of happy people because they live here.
One of the most important things that I investigated before moving here was the continuing care feature. My mother had Alzheimer's, and making that decision for her when I put her in the James L. West Center was a really difficult one, and I second-guessed myself a lot. And I didn't know what to expect in the future, but I didn't want my children having to make that decision for me. And it's very comforting to know that whatever happens to me, there will be a facility here on campus to accommodate what my needs are.
One of the reasons, in fact, the main reason that we decided to make the decision to come was because both of us, within a 6-month period, had our knees replaced. And we had no one to take care of it. No one to take care of us. So we looked at each other and said, you know, this wasn't any fun. And if one of us was gone, which will happen someday, we would have had to go to a rest home someplace. Or if we couldn't come to Trinity Terrace and we hadn't been able to go directly from the hospital home, we would have had to go to some sort of a skilled nursing care and drive across town to visit. And I knew this was here, I mean, because as I mentioned, I was in the trust department and I had customers that had moved here. So that was the reason. We knew the care, and then we also knew, you know, he'd been voted one of the best 1,000, I think, in U.S. News and World Report. That was important because we're going to be here the rest of our life, and we didn't want to ever have to move again.
We both work on the second floor and with the juice cart. And we've really seen a lot of good care given. And the people are contented, they seem like they're happy, even though they're not well. It's a nice place.
And it gives us a sense of security to know that right now we're just fine, but who knows? You know, I'm in my 80s, and you know, you never know when you might have something happen. I work at it real hard to keep going straight, but it's just nice to know that you've got a place to go and your family doesn't have to take care of you. Mm-hmm. You know, I hate to be dependent on my family, and I want them to enjoy me, not have to have the burden, you know.
The decision to live in a life care community really goes way back in time, I guess, in terms of my wife and I. We have 5 children, and just watching our family over the years, and my mother, my father, mother and father-in-law, and life in later years, that it was really an early on decision that we made that this was the kind of community that we eventually wanted to move to. So it's been a decision that's been long held, really, and we're just so pleased that we finally made the move and that we're here.